Okay, I'm gonna try to explain something. Let's see if we can actually get it on camera. Might be a little too far, but let's go. So, I want to explain this. Um, this is kind of connected to the other alien video I made. I'm trying to break it down a little bit more. So let me explain this. Let's go. So, this right here is the world. Okay, yeah, we're gonna narrow it down to Earth. So this is Earth, and I'm gonna explain a few things. So, can you even see it on camera? I'll try to make it a little bigger. Look. Okay, you still can't see it. Alright, I'll bring the cam. So, let's say that this is you in 2021. This is the world, alright? You're inside the world. This is you in a questionable time. So, whatever, that can be whatever. You put in that whatever date it calls to you. It's not the point right now. Well, actually, yes. But any time period that is in the future, but further in the future, but it doesn't matter. These lines inside, it is energy. It is energetic. It's the energetic web. And whenever, let's say like this, the same way that you can get coordinates to get to a certain place is the same way that you can use coordinates to travel back in time, to travel through worlds, through energies, through anything basically. If you have a location, you can get to it somewhere or another, right? And that's exactly what happens with this. When I talk about aliens, we're gonna narrow it down to aliens, because we can talk about several other beings. But we're gonna narrow it down to aliens. And what I mean when I say that they are us, just in the future, they basically have coordinates of a location, and they get to it, right? So, yeah. They're in they're in one place, and they basically get into another one. And because of this, that black thing right here is a time travel space, right? A time warp. And that's exactly what they go through, because they have a location. It is like a door. It is their door. It is a universal door. And what I mean by that is that this is a common thing. You know, it's not a crazy thing. Maybe for Earth, if people, begin to see that, but in the universe, in the outer world, this is a common thing. This is a common way of just getting to a place, right? And yes, so basically you go through that, and you get to wherever it may be that you want to be in. And what I also want to explain is that when you really get into it and you really start trying to figure all this out, numbers are not going to be your best friend. Numbers will confuse you. Times, years, dates, they'll be confusing, because energy does not care about time. Energy just flows, and energy keeps going, and energy sticks together and stays intact the same way that it's all over there. And that is the only common thing that there is in Earth and in the outer world. But we're once again narrowing it down to in Earth. The only common thing is the energy, not the dates, maybe not our thoughts fully, maybe not our locations, but the energy is the same for all of us. That is what keeps us connected. The same way that this whole energy is going within the world, within Earth, is the same energy that is going basically in the outer world. Think about it everywhere. They're everywhere. Yep. Everywhere in the outer world. And that's the thing that I was trying to explain, because I know it can get confusing when you try to find, once again, a beginning. But it is like saying that this is the beginning of mankind, this little circle right here. But for somebody else, that is the beginning of mankind. And actually, these two beginnings of mankind are two different dates, and in two different dimensions. And that's the hard part to explain, because it's not just, for me it's April 1st 2021, and for them it's April 1st 5060. It's like, for you it's April 1st 2021, and for another person it can be April 1st 5060, but in a whole other like dimension. And it's not even a dimension, it's just, let's do that. They're your neighbors. Okay. So, this right here is world A. This is world B. This is world C. And when I say world, okay, we're just gonna say that. Yes, these are 3 worlds, and these right here, these black things right here, are the doors, the time warps. The you have your coordinates, and you put in your coordinates, and it opens up a door, and it's this. It's just like a bubble, just like in the movies, a little bubble, and then boom, you pop up, right? So, it's 3 different worlds. In the same world. It's 3 different worlds in the same world. The same way, difficult to explain a little bit. The same way that the humans are, in their own world, in the same way that ants are in their own world, in the same way that birds are in their own world. Think about it like that, but then think about it, just think about it, all that keeps coming into mind is time warps. So it's just like going into another dimension, basically. Going into another timeline is what I mean. They're jumping through timelines. Trying to explain this a little more. Yes, they're jumping through timelines. In one timeline, you are pregnant. In the next timeline, you are not pregnant. In another timeline, your baby passed away. In the other timeline, you can't even have babies. In the other timeline, you can't even reproduce. Humans cannot reproduce. So that's what I'm saying, is there's so many different possibilities, and because you can actually think of every little possibility. You don't even realize that you have created a timeline of something that could happen, but you are in this one. But in the other timeline, you think that you are in that one, when in reality, you are in all of them. And they just go through all of them. They go through every single timeline. I'm just speaking about aliens right now, but this could be absolutely anyone or anything and everyone and nothing, right? Yes. And I feel like that was a little. The world that you live in looks differently to another person that's living in the same world, because things are different in their reality. The same way that you live your life and a stranger lives their lives is the same way that basically dimensions work, which is there's several dimensions, and you can jump from one to another and things like that. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to see what else, how I can explain this more. There is, yeah, it's more like it's like a neighboring thing. Yeah, I'll do one more. Okay, perfect circle. This is your person. This could be you, this could be whoever you want. This person just chilling, living their life, whatever. In their world, they can watch TV. That little nice TV. They can watch TV. In their world, they go to school. Here, I add a little flag for school. In their world, they have a president. In their world, they also have jobs. Right? Now think about it. Same date. Same date. I don't want to keep getting April 1st, so I'm going to keep going with that. April 1st, 2021. And then comes the infamous black thing, which is just, once again I'm saying, it's just like a little time warp that they jump into. And what you don't see is that there's a whole other, I keep saying dimensions, but I just don't even think that's the right word, but I'm gonna keep going with that. There's a whole other dimension on top of you, beside you, that you can't even see, but it's there. And in this one, okay, whatever, that's enough. And in your neighboring dimension, there is these alien beings, and in their reality, they do a lot of research. They're really intelligent. They have UFO spaceships, and that's their norm. And so what I'm trying to explain is that they are just next to each other in the same world, even in the same date, just in different dimensions. So just jumping through time is basically what I'm trying to explain. Just jumping through time, just jumping through time, just jumping through time. Jumping through time, and then all those little lines you see are all the neighboring dimensions, all the neighboring timelines. Just jump to whichever one you want. If you have one, the ability slash the equipment slash the tools to do that. Equipment and tools aren't the same thing. And two, if you have the coordinates for it, if you have the location that you're heading towards and you know how to get there, right? And with that, you can jump through time and time travel and time warp and do what you want, and realize that right next to me right now is a whole other reality that I can't even see, but it's right there. And yep, that's basically what I tried to explain. A little confusing, confused myself a little bit during that. But yeah, hopefully you can get something from that. Peace out.